we start reading the morning relaxation attempt because we all fucking need it. Because I don't know if you guys looked, but the Dow Jones is about to open 1,200 points down, and it's projected to go continually downward towards the negative 5,000 to 6,000 range because of all the shit that asshole did yesterday. I know everybody doesn't want to. I know everybody doesn't want to hear this, but yeah, that's where we are. You know what? This card. There we go. Yeah, I did actually, and Mitch, you'll love looking at my keyboard. My keyboard is the lovely like reproduction of a Commodore 64 with the cool buttons and shit. Um, so yeah, that's here. Let's do this. Before we read the meditation for the morning. I know. The company that makes it is a company called 8-Bit Do. This keyboard was $100. Yeah, well worth the funding. Although I've replaced this one twice already because I get very mad and I tend to break them. Oh, sure. And Mitch, just want to be clear, not a man. My M3 is somewhere. It's laying around. The machine that is connected to this keyboard is that's the beast. If I turned my iPad around and showed you my actual thistleandmoss.com machine, you'd be shocked. No, yeah, exactly. Good morning, Susan. Welcome. Okay, so we're gonna read through the morning meditation. Let me post meditation into the live session that we're having here. Great. There's the meditation. So for everybody that's new, basically I will read the meditation from end to end, and then we'll have the reflection discussion after. Oh no! But I do have this machine here. I'll just show you so everybody can see it. That machine is that's the one that has the $1,400 video card in it because when I'm not writing queer, political, and druid media, I'm playing video games. So I'm a video game person. Hi, Auntie Oki and Terry Gray. How are you doing today? So let me bring up my Vim. Because I write all of my meditations in my Vim. If people don't know what Vim is, I'm certain Rick can probably tell you what Vim is. That's my editor. Here, I'll even give it to everybody. Here you go. There you go. If you're not like a super nerdy person like I am, you won't get it, but it's still fun. Okay, so um, let's breathe for a minute. Um, it's probably going to be a stressful day. I don't want the day to be stressful for everybody. We're going to get through the day. Let's just focus. So, Falschaul, Orst und Tres, la den je blin, la de vu ar hu, is Jimua ke. Unfaher taluv hame ush tashi, hu gut lemon kri utrom. Unu la sho hame shirato giloishkosh yoron dors Kurushgaratkos Hayarka Atishia Gahe Meashu Anu Shata de Lishe Likea Getoa Un Sael Ulduska Hame Ash Aun Giev Ro Makrio Uvahar Talhuv Kujik Leom Kil Unyam Den Yesha Liak O Sho Unvahar Taluf Ha Do Gyo Nak U Takash Uk Gofmu Mo Meras Ex en Maria Yesu Shil Kadul Shul Gavrush Mo Foshe El Habri Shonish Leak Hum Akum Unvahar Tal Uf Ten Yot Herut Dos La Hurach Ouns Undokundus Marku Kuhus Votun Untaluf Duvin Au Giovro Cum Ho Sho Mo Spirut Doros Ven Hame U Gio Lo Du Giloros Kos Uvaher Ayun Ayun Unyeshegat Gunrov Biancas Donyak Non Mahar Kalurium Unja Agus Ka La Ehu Atom. You're very welcome, Joyce. So, I would like for you to all close your eyes and visualize the landscape of an early April. Let's ignore all of the trees that are trying to breed each other with their yellow mist that cause our allergies. But let's realize the newness beneath the surface of activity in the spring. There are still shadows, late frosts that damage new growth, hungry times for creatures as winter stores are depleted, but new food is about to be abundant. The earth knows these times of struggle, the struggle that we are going into because of the way things are going. The depression of early spring is not a failure, but a necessary depth from which new life emerges in its own time. The mother teaches us this. The mother teaches us that when the season turns, there is a signal of new growth and new possibility. Visualize yourself amongst the trees in the forest at dawn. The light is gray and diffuse. Mist hangs between the trees, which stand bare except for the smallest buds and the opening leaves against what was closed and confined is now abundantly opening and becoming aware. The ground is damp and yielding beneath your feet. A light rain begins to fall, not the cheerful shower of later spring, but a steady, soaking rain that penetrates deep into the soil. And you stand next to a very large oak, leaning your back against its trunk and realizing the strength that that represents. You should pass that strength into yourself. Allow yourself to feel the heaviness that resides within you yourself. Like the early spring rain, this feeling has depth and purpose and growth and meaning. It slows your pace, it turns your attention inward, and it connects you to deeper currents beneath the surface of just everyday awareness. And that awareness is an awareness that will bring peace amidst all of the trouble that we are experiencing. We visualize the mother, her aspect of the Kaliach, the ancient one who knows that wisdom. She moves through the landscape, her hands touching barren fields, frozen streams, dormant creatures, and awaking all of them. Where she touches, she does not force awakening, but honors the necessary time for gestation. She sees beneath the surface the slow work happening in the darkness, roots strengthening, seeds preparing, new forms taking shape in unseen places. You feel yourself in that patient presence. The mother is not discouraged by your depression. She recognizes it's in a fallow time, a necessary phase in your own cycle of growth and transformation. And there's no need to force that joy or pretend lightness. The heaviness that you are feeling has its own intelligence, its own gift to offer, if you can be present with it without judgment and resistance, which you shouldn't be. And so today's meditation afterthought, Sumayan Durade, I suggest that what wisdom might be available to you only through the experience of the depression and sadness that you may be feeling. What wisdom is there? What wisdom can you find? What deep roots might be strengthening in you during the time that appears outwardly barren? All the things that have happened over the last 24 hours could cause you to feel a sense of hopelessness. It's not hopeless. There is always an optimism that exists in the world. There is always a silver lining somewhere, just as with the turn of spring, where the winter before was barren and cold. Now the turn of spring becomes colorful and vibrant. And that is the hope that we need to live in. Huh. Gets me every time. Upside down, I try very hard. I don't know that I would get through the day if I didn't do these in the morning myself personally. Um, Amidst dealing with the stresses of my own life, the fact that um, the only thing that I'm supporting myself with is my writing publication, because 3 weeks ago I was fired for being a trans person, and that's a very difficult thing to live with, to deal with. But I've had hardships like that in the past, so I'm used to them. Um, yeah, and I don't know that it could have been avoided. Um, you know, when I took that job, I immediately experienced a transphobic and homophobic coworker, and that coworker and I uh, had a very difficult working relationship, and so I tried to sort of educate that person. I tried to sort of work with that person, and all the while, um, I didn't go to HR. Probably should have, but I didn't. I didn't try to create waves. Um, and so, um, I did what the mother expects. The mother expects me as a Druid woman to bring peace and not conflict. Um, we have enough conflict in the world as it is. I mean, you've all seen this. Um, we wake up every day to another space on the bingo card that we never expected to have. So, in the torrent of all of that happening, I was dealing with this work situation. Um, and I'll just share with everybody, going into December, there were certain promises that were made um, by certain individuals internally within the company. For those that don't know, I have been an info security engineer um, for about 30 years. I've been in the information security, uh, penetration, vulnerability, compliance field for 30 years. And so when I took the job, um, I was paired up with a person who was not trans friendly, and they were very obvious about it. But again, I didn't try to cause problems with HR. I didn't go to HR. I just tried to educate this person and sort of change this person's view, and it never worked. And so finally, it all came to a head. And that person went to HR and said I was creating a toxic work situation. And so um, I was, thrown away like trash because of it. So, but back in December, there were promises that were being made by other teams internally within the company. And so when I went to try to cash in those promises, moving to another team so that I wouldn't be involved with this person, um, that basically my manager blocked all of it and said no. And so I was in a very precarious situation from that point forward. Um, and so then I started the path of trying to get out. I updated my resume. I went out to all of my recruiter contacts. Um, you know, and by that time, I was well deep into the publication. Um, I'd been writing all of the stuff that I put out on Thistle and Moss for 3 months. And I was actually starting to make money. Uh, Truth be told, on the purity of things, against all of the expenses I have against the publication, um, I'm actually profitable. I'm not. I'm not anywhere near a living wage, um, but with you guys that are paid subscribers, you've really helped me deal with this employment gap that I'm going through because someone decided they didn't like a trans woman. But, and I've said this before, truth be told, I would much rather get up every morning and do these sessions in the morning and the evening. And I would rather just continue to write my books and be happy. And so, whether I work a shitty job or not, I will continue to do this every morning and every night. That's my promise to you guys. No, no, not medication. Meditation. Mental wellness and mental health are as important as anything else. Um, Anioki, I try every day. But I live in a red state, and when I go out, people um, people misgender me, and people make faces, and they say things, and um, hold the line. I'm very thankful. Um, I want to believe that I'm that way for some people, and if I am, then I'm very happy. Um, NB, I live in Georgia. Fortunately, the Atlanta area, so there's Atlanta, and then there's a huge circle around it called the perimeter. And if you stay inside the perimeter, it's usually pretty safe. But if you go outside the perimeter, um, then you're going to deal with larger swaths of red area that people are not going to be nice to you, and they're not going to treat you fairly. NB, I'm going to send you a DM. I have a question that I would like to ask you, uh, if I might, later. Um, so, does anybody? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to derail the meditation with the depression of my work situation on everybody. Um, my work situation is I'm here working for all of you. um, I'm here working for all of you, um, and so um, the way that this goes, we do the morning meditation in the morning, and that's an emotional discussion. And then in the evening, um, we have the we have the roundup where we talk about all the analytical fucked up bullshit that happened in the day. And so my question then is, um, Oki, I'm very thankful. Um, I'm very thankful. I want to believe that I'm having a positive influence on other people. I try to. My belief in the mother of the earth, it dictates this. It is a reality that, as a believing person, I do every day. And so um, it gives a sense of peace. And I would like to think that were I to have the opportunity, I could extend that peace to others. Um, we all have crosses to bear. And that doesn't, it's not easy. Um, uh, it, it's often hard, but there's always hope. Um, so, yeah, yeah, whew, hard stuff. Um, so, what then I will ask, what can I do to make your day easier? Um, I published uh, I've got close to 1,000 works that I've done in the last year, and about 800 of those have been published. So, one of the things that I've been doing is I've been going through the archive to redo some of the early works that I did, that are important works that you should be aware of. This was one that I did way back um, in June of last year, which is an article about LGBTQIA plus workplace discrimination, and how that discrimination is playing out against those of us that are still working individuals and in that space. So if you haven't read that yet, or you haven't listened to it, give it a listen. I don't think that you won't be misinformed. You won't be misinformed. Bruno, I'm a mother. I'm a mother, and I have 3 kids. And I love my kids. Holding the line, great. Thank you. I really appreciate it. That's important. So anyway, yeah, I have 3 kids. And so being humble and empathic and everything is a byproduct of being a mother. So with that, I will close the morning meditation, and then yeah, that's all I'm going to do, Rick. I don't know that I know how to do anything else. I'm old and stubborn. I mean, fuck, I still use Vim, for Christ's sake. If you're a software developer and you ask me, hey, Wendy, what integrated development environment do you use? I literally look at you and go, Vim. Isn't that an editor? Right. That's it. I don't use PyCharm or any of this other bullshit. Just give me a text editor. Oh, that's an excellent idea, Bruno. So with that, I want to suggest there is a lovely book that was written by Sarah Wynne Williams. It's on the bestseller list, called Careless People. It's a cautionary tale of power, greed, and lost idealism. And the tagline for Wynne Williams's book is that Musk and Zuckerberg don't want you to read the book Careless People and understand what it means. I have a copy of it, and I think I put it down. I was about halfway through it before, but anyway, it's a lovely memoir. I suggest that everybody read that book. If you have a book stack like I do, and I read on average between 8 and 12 books a month on average. So I am constantly ingesting information readily and availably. If I can get my hands on it, I will read it and flip through it. And so, as I leave you today, that's one thing that I would suggest is the #1 New York Times bestseller, Careless People. The data that is in the Careless People book, Wynne Williams's book, is pertinent to what we are experiencing today. There's parallels. Actually, probably what I will do is when I finish reading it, I'll do a cross comparison article against the data that it talks about versus what we're currently experiencing. I did that yesterday. For anybody that has never seen the movie V for Vendetta, go watch the movie V for Vendetta. It was a Wachowski movie from 2005. I did an analysis for the current dystopian experience that we're living in right now versus what happens in that movie. And there's parallels, and it's scary and it's fucked up or whatever. But so that I would say that would be my admonition is that read Careless People by Williams and watch V for Vendetta. so that we can all talk about it, because I would love to do that. So, so it's about 10:30 local. I want all of y'all to be strong and believe in yourself. Go into the day that you are going into with the belief that you're going to get out on the other side, because you are. If I am, you most certainly will be. And that I love you all.